Hi guys, thank you so much for joining with me. Today I'm up bright and early and a little bit more dewy than I would have liked it, but today I'm getting my passport photo taken, so I'm taking you guys on a journey with me to turn this dewy dumpling into something that represents myself in the next 10 years to come. To start off, I know my face is looking really dewy already, but I know my problem areas is around my mouth, so I just want to add a layer of primer to just that area of the mouth. And using a very thin layer of my trusty foundation, and I do really hope that you guys don't hear the background noise because currently it's 8 in the morning and someone decided to wake up and do some kind of hard work outside. It sounds like chainsawing or lawn mowing, some kind of machinery, but it's really distracting to me. I'm only using a very small amount of my usual foundation. That's not a ghost, that's my dog exiting. Hi, Yang. The part of my face that I really want to correct is the darkness around the mouth and also just above the lips here. So I'm going to go in with a correcting concealer. This one's by Becca. I know this one's discontinued already, but pretty sure you guys can find a salmon-y one. Want to counter this grayness I have around here. I think that looks better than before, right? And then adding a touch of concealer just under the eyes and also around the mouth where I applied the corrector. The one I'm using is by Dior. Because this is a passport photo, I actually want something that's more monochrome. So the blush I'm going to be using as base today is going to be this one by Rare Beauty, and it's in the shade Nearly Neutral. It's basically a very muted rose brown shade. And I'm applying this as a base because later on when I apply powder it will make it more natural, and on top of the powder depends on if I need a little bit more color, I can go in with a powder blush. But using the layering technique, it'll just make everything look more seamless and more natural. I'm filling in my brows now, and that's because later on when I powder my face, everything will just look more seamless and it doesn't look so sitting on top of the foundation. And that's kind of the same methodology I use for the blush as well. For nose contour, I'm using a little bit just on the sides of the nose here, and using a cream product again. Just going to use my fingers to blend it out. See how that just creates a very natural dimension on the nose? You don't see any like particular structure, but somehow it looks like a nose. And finally, we're going to powder. For the under eyes, I'm going in with the brightening / smoothing powder. For all over the face, I'm going in with a really lightweight powder as well. And I want to set powder to everywhere of the face, trying to cover all of that dewiness. We definitely have to add color to the cheeks later on, but first I just want to add some dimension to the eyes, and starting off with a primer. Using a mauvey brown shade like this, and this one is Sophia by NARS. It's part of their single eyeshadows range, and I want to use this one because this shade looks like a natural shadow but with a hint of color on the eyes. Just using this as a base, and I'm going to take off any excess on the hands here, going in with a very light wash. The amount I applied on is kind of like, did I apply on eyeshadow or did I take off foundation from there? It's basically the finish I want to get, because I just want to create a touch of, I have a little bit of dimension on my eyes. Just using whatever is remaining on the brush, on the outer corners of the lower lash. And I want to go in with a very light touch, and I mean microscopic amount of a darker brown shade, and this one is New York by NARS again. And I'm just going to put this on the outer corners of the lid, creating a very light hint of dimension again. I'm not even sure if you can see this on camera, but it's just a very light amount. For today, before I apply any eyeshadow to the eyes, I want to dab it on the hand here, just to make sure I'm applying on a even and also a very light touch of the color. And then I'm going to be using a more pigmented dark brown shade and lining the eyes ever so slightly with a precision brush like this. Just lining the outer corners. And practically smudging it into the lash line. Finishing up the eyes with some mascara, and you definitely have to curl your lashes because there's nothing that opens up the eyes more than a curled lash. Coming back to the face, and I definitely need a little bit more color, so I'm going to be using this one by Tarte, and the shade is called Party. It's definitely a really neutral blush shade. I'm going to add some highlight, and I definitely don't want anything that's sparkly, so I'm going to use this one by Glowish. It's their Luminous Pressed Powder Compact in the shade 01 Fair, and I really love this one on days where I want a touch of glow on specific areas but without that glow from outer space. To me, it's more like an elegant highlight. Also going to apply some on the brow bone here, and then a touch on the inner corners of the eyes. To assist the contour of the nose, I'm also going to be applying a touch of that powder highlight to the center. I've achieved a very comfortable level of glow, and I do really love that powder for glows like this. Very, very subtle, but you can definitely tell the glow is still there. I can't skip this step no matter what, so I'm going to be applying a touch of contour just on the sides of my cheeks here. For the lips, I'm actually quite enjoying my natural lip color, but you can also apply a lip tint like this. This is by Victoria Beckham. The shade I have here is Sherry. This one personally mimics the natural kind of redness I have going on, but I'm only going to be applying this to the center. It's a really weird movement to the lips, but I like to do this to spread out the product evenly. And this is my makeup done, and I'm super ready to go take my passport photo now. I've actually done something similar to this a few years ago when I changed my license from Ps to full license. But in that occasion, even though I had my makeup done up, the people said to me that you don't actually change a photo, because even though it's a change of license, the photo lasts for 10 years. So I got my full license that day, but no new photos. So I'm taking this opportunity today to basically do myself up for a new passport photo. And if you guys realize that I'm actually wearing my new lipstick charm by Eldridge, I'm super in love with it, and I'm going to be taking this in my passport photo too. So it's going to stay with me for 10 years. And finally, if you guys have any questions about this video or just anything in general, please comment it down below. Thank you so much for joining with me today. Until next time, stay beautiful and stay positive. Bye.